we're just about up and ready for the start of this game. Our referee, by the way, is Jack Pemberton. So looking forward to this one, even though, as I said, history very much against Workington Town this afternoon. Last win against Widnes in all competitions was back in the year 2000, and the last win here in Widnes was April 1977. And away we go for the kick-off. So Town kicking off to Widnes Vikings in the first instance, who roar into contact with Chapelhoe just over his own 10-metre mark. He'll play it in the centre of the field, picked up out of dummy half and sent right to Dan Murray, who's in a bit of a try-scoring form at the moment. I think he scored tries in his last 3 games as a prop forward. Again, bringing it straight down the middle, and it's a good run coming in from Nick Gregson, works his way outside his own 30-metre line in midfield. It's sent left through Johnston, further wide it goes. Richardson handing on, giving it a bit of air. They've had half a break down that left-hand side, turn it into a full break. Juma Sambo is all wrapped up on that side, about 5 metres in from touch, as Richardson feeds it back over his shoulders to Chapelhoe. Chapelhoe runs as far as the 30-metre line. He's about 10 metres in from touch. It'll come infield looking for Richardson. Richardson pumps the kick high. Talentire, early test for him. Oh, he spilled it. It's then bounced into the arms there of Wild. Wild on the charge for Widnes. And Sam Wild is put down 5 metres shy of the try line, just to the left of the post. Early opportunity here for the Vikings. It goes wide. Jumasambu out to Frank Sargent, and Sargent dives in. Well, the numbers, they had just had them on that left-hand side. The error came in off the kick on Widnes. Too good to turn that opportunity down.
Yeah, disappointing start there for Town, because straight from the error from the man that was absolutely wonderful last week in Jaden Talentire, and his debut was absolutely wonderful, but that was a mistake from him there that's kind of just put Workington massive on the back foot. Then just both edges there, they were struggling purely because I mean a great ball over from Danny Richardson into the hands of Junior Sambo, who just give it off to Frank Sargent in the corner as well, which is not the starter we wanted from a Workington point of view here, but there's plenty of time to try and get back into this game.
It's smart play when it came, didn't it? Out down that left-hand side, because straight away they spotted that the defence had to almost get dragged in because they couldn't get a hold of Sam Wild first of all when he took the kick, and as a result there was a couple of players who were probably a metre or two where they should have been, but hey, that's what counts, isn't it?
It is, yeah. They just exploited that, did the Vikings, and took full advantage and scored the first points of the afternoon.
So Richardson, who's landed 50 goals in this loan stint. Tell you what, how Widnes are glad that he's arrived. He's certainly piled on the points since he's been here. Strikes it from wide out. Of course, a lot of people will remember him from his early days at St Helens. He was set for big things, but like a lot of people that have wore that number 7 jumper at St Helens, they found that to keep it maintained is a harder say, isn't it? And he's had to go elsewhere.
Yeah, he was there about 2017 when he really broke through at St Helens, and it just didn't quite work out for him there, and he's had spells at Castleford Tigers and now obviously at York, so hopefully he can find a home somewhere in the long term.
Carter sends his kick off long, underneath it are Widnes Vikings. Back comes Murray into contact this time, and he charges beyond the 10-metre mark before being met by 2 Town defenders in the middle of the field. Farrell leading the way. Carter comes in to tackle Chapelhoe, who's running just right of centre. Here's Johnston, feeds it down this right-hand side to Max Roberts, a former centre. Came through at Wigan, plays it just outside his own 40-metre line. Now Gilmore funnels it back into the arms of Gregson again. Gregson just riding the challenge, pushing his way forward towards the halfway line. On the charge now is Jack Owens making some good metres up as far as the 40-metre line inside the Town half. Jack Ainley got to grips with him. Bear Williams also involved. Richardson gets his kick away. It's a high hanging one. Talentire this time takes it in comfortably enough, and this is Town's first use of possession. 10 metres inside their own half, really, 10 metres away from their own line, and this is them trying to build away from dummy half as Doran spins it into the arms there of Jewett, and the Castleford youngster gets pushed back almost all the way back to where the play of the ball originally came from. Toure Rafiti passes to his left hand side, and that's better yardage running from Ross Ainley. Ainley plays it quickly. Rafiti gets it to his left hand side to Lewthwaite. Lewthwaite motors beyond that 30 metre line. They've reached the last tackle, still inside their own 40 metre line here. Carter awaits the kick. He's got 2 players chasing him down. He gets the kick away, and it goes all the way down to Sargent. Still inside his own 30 metre line. He motors, and tell you what, he's only little, but those legs don't half travel fast, and he's just stopped 5 metres inside his own half. They made a good start here, Widnes. That's a brilliant run downfield to the 40 metre line of the Workington Town line. Left it's moved. This is Murray, just brushing through a couple of half tackles up to the 30 metre line. Infield it's moved to Richardson. He runs across, puts it back to Chapelhouse. Stopped dead in his tracks there by Bear Williams. Also involved with Ross Ainley. Callum Farrer retreating. Richardson takes it left. Tackle comes in on Wild. Again, they're just 5 metres away from the try line. Johnston brings it in field. Spun across to Gregson. He links with Gilmore. Gilmore out to Owens. Cross pass. They're in at the corner, but hang on, the touch judge's flag has gone up on this near side, so it's not going to be a try. But they went ever so close to adding to the scoreline there, did Widnes?
They did, yeah. They just moving it from side to side there, and all of a sudden Ryan Ince just looked like for certain he was in the corner, but he just slightly touched his foot on the side of the pitch from the Lino's opinion there, which is a big let off in terms of for Workington, just to kind of try and build now.
So Town have somehow got to escape this area of the field. They've got the ball, but they're just 15 metres out from their own line. Here comes Jack Ainley, pushing his way down that right hand side, and he's stopped just outside his own 20 metre line. Toure Rafiti goes to his right hand side again. There's Riley Dervan, young man on loan from Wigan, plays it just outside his 30 metre line. It comes in field now. Ainley with another strong carry. Ross Ainley on this occasion towards the 40 metre line. Toure Rafiti runs, then links with Farrer, who puts it out to Carter, who drops it back to Lewthwaite. Lewthwaite just testing the middle defenders. They're on the halfway line here, Workington Town, but they've reached the last tackle. It's out to Doran. Doran under a bit of pressure, gets his kick long, gets his kick high. Sargent's underneath it, 10 metres from his own line, starts the counter attack, runs it out towards his own 20 metre line, and just a little bit beyond as he's met by the defence there. And then referee wasn't happy with Farrer and Williams' involvement there, says it's holding down, and there's a penalty there for the Vikings.
Yeah, and it's just that confident start that the Vikings have had here. It's just put Workington a little bit on the back foot here, and it's just constant pressure at the moment. But hopefully, they can hunt an error early in this tackle set and then build the way up the field. Into
the 7th minute, as former Orrell St James fullback Kieran Taylor runs in. Here's Murray. Started off with Warrington Wolves, plays it on the 40 metre line inside the town half of the field. Gregson linking with Richardson, who goes to Wild, straight into a hold on Sam Wild. Really intelligent running from the second row man. He stopped about 15 metres from the try line. The load in this right side as Richardson runs across, feeds it back to Gregson. Gregson straight forward carry. Again looking to suck the defenders in. It's put to the right to Richardson. He double pumps it to Gilmore. Gilmore works it out to Owen. Owen takes on the defender there in Evan Lawther, but there's another penalty heading the way here of Widnes. Everything is piling up against Workington Town in these early stages. It's currently Widnes Vikings 4, Workington Town 0. And here we are at Widnes Vikings this afternoon, a venue that has seen very little success for Workington down the years. So Gilmore to tap this penalty, runs across and feeds it back to Murray, who is stopped underneath the shadow of the post, 5 metres out. Johnston goes to his left hand side, links with Gilmore and Richardson. Oh, and that's quick hands out to Sambo. Sambo standing in the challenge, eventually put down about 3 metres out from the try line. They bring it back into the middle with Chapelhouse. Again, I feel that Town have a real lack of defenders out to their right hand side. Johnston though continues to work it to his right, and Gregson, he's virtually got to the line. Is he held up? He's just held short. He's going to play it right on the try line. Johnston funnels it out right. Johnston on to Gilmore. Owen gets it out. Here's Taylor. Taylor for the try. It was a half shimmy from Kieran Taylor, and he's not had that much opportunity this season as Kieran Taylor. Just his 11th appearance of the season, But his 7th try now for Widnes.
Yeah, it's a big try there for Widnes, and from Taylor's perspective, he's just trying to work his way back into the side after the injury from Joe Edge, who's currently out of the season for a broken arm. But what you've seen there from the town perspective is just the constant pressure, the penalty, and how often do we see it, Dave? It's a penalty try. That's exactly what has happened there, and it's culminated in the second try of the afternoon for the Vikings, and they've started this game on red hot form, unfortunately.
So it's scored about 2-3 metres in from the touchline. Danny Richardson certainly gave it chances from the opposite side. 8-0 in favour of the hosts. Town have really struggled to get forward so far in this game in the first 9-10 minutes of this encounter. I can only think of twice where they've kicked it inside the Widnes half of the field. And I don't think they've actually crossed halfway, have they?
No, not yet.
Ball in hand. So the Vikings red hot start. Richardson sends his kick goalward. It's to the right hand side of the post though, so the scoreline remains 8-0 in favour of the hosts. And we're back to the halfway line where Workington Town will look to try and contain this Widnes Viking side, but you can see why they've won 7 of their last 10 games here for Widnes, can't you?
Yeah, they've got that confidence, and when I covered them earlier in the year when they played against Salford at the I'm going to say the AJ Bell, so the Car Park Stadium, they were on good form that afternoon as well. And I think they're just a solid side, and you know what you're going to get from them. They've always been up there in the Championship for the last couple of years, so it's a tough place to come for sure, as the DCBL Stadium.
So kick-off restart sent long. Widnes underneath it again. Here comes Jay Chapelhow. Really does centralise that run in, but Town get to grips with him. They're forcing him back towards the 10. Referee eventually shouts held. Johnston turns the ball to his left hand side, and straight away Gregson charges 15 metres. He's had an inspired start to the game. Johnston runs, he links with Murray, continues to come forward towards that 40-metre line inside his own half. Johnston goes to his right hand side now. Gilmore feeds it off further wide to Max Roberts. Roberts over the halfway line for Widnes Vikings. Referee brought the whistle to his mouth, didn't blow it. And here is Owens just over the 40-metre line inside the Town half. Last tackle, Gilmore gets his kick away. It's a deft one into the corner, collected by Jewett on the full. He starts the kick-off restart, and it's 12 metres away from his own line where he's tackled. Carter moves into dummy half. Lawther is there. Always a big ball carrier, and certainly you can tell Widnes have done some video work on him, because there was a good 3 players which closed him down. Yeah,
his offload game is absolutely massive, so you can see that the Widnes side will try and stop that today.
Talentire just outside his own 20-metre line. Two Rafiti pushing the ball right. Then it's got rid of quickly further down that right hand side. The 30 metres away from their own line here at the Workington Town side, trailing by 8-0 early in this game as Doran runs across field. Links with Carter. Carter throws a dummy. Oh, it was half a gap for him, and as a result he gets beyond the 30, but they've run out of tackles. Somebody's going to have to get in position to kick it, and that man is Jamie Doran, and he sends this kick to test out Ryan Ince, who takes it inside his own 30, and straight away it's down the other end of the ground. And it's Frank Sargent with a running chance, and he's scaring this defence at the moment, is Sargent. Sambu with a strong carry over the halfway line, brushes through 2 tacklers. Stop midway between the halfway line and the 40. Gregson gets rid of it quickly to his left hand side to Chapelhow. Chapelhow just motors forward. This transition is really quick from Widnes Vikings. Long ball to Gilmore, he puts it right. Richardson's there. Wrestled to the turf by Carter. They're inside the 20-metre line though. Here comes Gregson. Gregson plays it out. Owen on to Wild. Wild running strongly. He's trying to force his way in. Can they hold him out? They just managed to do that of the Workington Town defence, but it's the last tackle. Gilmore gets it. Feeds it back to Gregson. Good defence from Town on this occasion. They've held him short. They got the numbers right there, didn't they? Yeah, really good work, because what you've seen so far is the quick play of the balls is just absolutely tearing the heart through this Workington side, purely because the pace of the game is so quick from a Widnes perspective. This is really, really quick, this game so far, isn't it? And you're right, certainly a step up in class than what we've certainly seen over the last few weeks. And Town just trying to ride with it at the moment. They're currently 30 metres away from their own line. Moving into dummy half is 2-rate Rafiti. At his side is Ross Ainley to pick up 7 or 8 hard-fought metres. Rafiti looks to Doran to his right. Doran stutter step, then gets it out to Talentire, and he keeps it moving quickly to Riley Dervan, who bounces through a couple of challenges, but they respond very quickly. But there is use of a shoulder, so it's the first penalty of the game heading the way of Workington Town.
Yeah, it's Workington's first penalty there in the afternoon, and I think it's now just trying maybe just have a solid set, just try and put a little bit of pressure on that Widnes backline and see what they can make of it.
And with where our commentary position is, this is virtually in line where they're going to tap this ball, something like, 30 metres away from the try line. Here comes Farrer on the first carry, chalks off a good 7-8 metres there. Rafiti options both left and right of the ruck, goes right to Doran. Doran kicks over the top. Couldn't understand that. They've had very little possession and he's kicked it away on the second tackle.
Yeah, I don't think John will be pleased with that one. And just in that sense, it was just all the pressure. They had to put a little bit of pressure on them and just kick the ball straight away. It was an interesting decision, to say the least. I
mean, if they can, maintain the pressure on here, but Widnes have been clearing their lines pretty well and they've gone wide already to Owen. Jack Owens just stopped inside his own 20-metre line. Johnston lines up Murray, who feeds it out very quickly. I really like these prop forwards that can tip the ball on. It's getting around this middle. Max Roberts to play it on his own 30-metre line. It goes right to Gilmore. Gilmore throws the dummy. I tell you what, I bought it, so too did Jewett. He jumped in on the next man. Johnston delays his pass. Roberts gets rid of it. Behind the 40-metre line is Richardson. He's put under a little bit of pressure and the bouncing, bobbling ball reaches Talentire, who clears his 20-metre line, runs it back to the 30, then probably wishes he hadn't because he's been pile drive to the deck there by Murray. This is Jewett. Runs strongly. Gains 6 or 7 metres just over their own 30-metre line here at Workington Town. Nice pick up by Zarin Galea from dummy half. And he takes a quick scurry which buys his side 10 metres. They're near the halfway line now. Again coming down this left hand side. Luthwaite crosses the halfway line. About 12 metres in from touch. He plays it to Rafiti. Rafiti onto Ainley, who picks up Bear Williams. Williams drags in 2 defenders. Last tackle here, they're on the 40-metre line. It goes left to Carter. Carter goes over that 40 before launching a kick. It's a high one. He had all day on that one, to be honest. He could have gone and put a cup of tea on, I think, could Ryan Ince. A little bit too far in front of him. And then straight away it's down the left-hand side again, where Sargent, full of running. Very squat sort of player, runs to the 30-metre line. Widnes fans appreciate that run. It's on that left-hand side with Wild, who gets away from Dervan. Dervan wearing the number 23 jumper. Infield. The running again at Widnes. Nick Gregson's been in inspired form early on in this game. Goes to this right hand side to Murray. Takes on Luthwaite. Luthwaite brings him down on the 40-metre line inside the town half the field. Still 8-0 in favour of Widnes. Gilmore goes to that trusty right boot. Puts it high. Talentire comes for it. More confident take. Well, he fluffed his first one, but he's been under everything since.
He has, yeah, but as you can see there straight away, the actual defensive line straight up, and that's where Workington Town are now going to have to try and find a bit of chink in the armour.
Yeah, they're still just 12 metres away from their own line as Dervan runs strong. Gets towards and just over that 20-metre line, plays it quickly. Doran turns it into Zarin Galea, strong running. Gone into a bit of a holding pattern this, but Town still, very importantly, in their own half as they've reached the last tackle here. Williams to play it, goes into the arms of Ainley. Ainley back to Doran. Doran kicks right through the ball, and it's played off the boot of Sargent. Bounces awkwardly in front of him, but he takes it in, launches the counter attack, and low down is Farrer. Up top is Jack Ainley. He's 30 metres away from his line. That's a lofted pass from Richardson out to Ince. Ince all wrapped up by 2 or 3 defenders, but makes a couple of metres after contact as well to get to his own 40. He plays it to Gilmore, who turns it to his left. Oh, and then it's juggled. Kieran Taylor, well, makes far more metres, and then it's errored there by Johnston, but it goes backwards in the eyes of our match official. And here is Gregson again picking up the pieces for Widnes. Well, even when it goes scrappy for them, it goes to hand eventually. On this right hand side, it's Murray again. He'll just take that sort of drive every day of the week. 30 metres away from the try line, Widnes. Gregson again. testing out those middle defenders. Rolled to the deck just outside the 20-metre mark. Johnston will move it right to Gilmore. Gilmore puts his kick high. Talentire's going to have to come for it, but I tell you what, it was Evan Lawther who beat everybody to it.
Yeah, he took that really well, and now it's just a set really, which is to try and push up the field and try and get beyond that 50-metre line really.
Jewett does well to get away from the clutches of Johnston in the first instance, but he's still just 5 metres away from his own line, but he wins a penalty for his side. To be fair, Jay Chapellow was all over him. You'd think that he was a single bed by the way he was lying on him, to be fair.
Yeah, and that's a pressure relieving one, and now he can try and literally lock and just try and get up the field, get beyond that halfway line, and then see where he can end up in this set, just try and push forward as much as possible. The
kick just about clears the 20-metre line, and the tap is taken by Lawther into the arms of Luthwaite. Luthwaite made about 4 or 5 metres further forward before the defence met him. Max Robertson, Gregson it was. They go at Gregson again in the form of Ross Ainley. And then near the 40-metre line are Workington. Bear Williams across to his right-hand side. Doran keeps it going out to Talentire. Talentire rolled on his back on his own 40. Quick play the ball though. Ture Rafiti turns it infield to Farrett. Farrett will make the halfway line and just about, maybe a step beyond. Rafiti just dabs it forward into the corner. Intelligent kick, but Sargent is there to pick it off. He's had an inspired start to the game. He beats Ture Rafiti. He's into the backfield. He's got through 2 more tackles, and eventually he's rolled to the deck on the halfway line. He's lost the ball. It's been picked up by Jamie Doran. Wide pass out to Lawther down this left-hand side. Lawther just wants to run. Tries to shrug off Kieran Taylor. Slips the ball out to Jewett. Jewett getting pushed near the touchline, and he's over the touchline. Is Jewett. Oh, Lawther should really have stuck hold of it, really.
Yeah, it's a real coach killer that, because literally you've just seen at the other end, Frank Sargent make that really good run, and then they've got a bit of a relief in terms of getting the ball back, and to just in the first tackle, not even had a tackle in that set, to go and lose it pretty much straight away just to try and throw the ball about. It just was not needed in that situation for Workington whatsoever, and you can see a couple of players thinking that as well in the midfield right now.
Was it a bit of panic from Lawther, do you think?
Potentially, yeah, because I think he thought it was close to the touchline than it actually was, maybe, so there was that side of things, but yeah, there was never a pass on there, and it was always just not helping the other young man as well in Harrison Jewett whatsoever.
I mean, fair play to Taylor. He stuck to his man really well there, didn't he? But it's another chance for Widnes Vikings, just 40 metres away from the town line as Johnston goes right to Gilmore. Gilmore picks up Murray. Murray runs strongly. You're listening to coverage courtesy of BBC Radio Cumbria. Town trailing by 8 points to 0 in this one as the wide ball finds Richardson, who throws a dummy, takes on the middle. He stepped over one, eventually rolled to the deck by Bear Williams, who got him second time, but Johnson's found a little gap, and he's linked with Gregson, and Gregson's gone over at the side of the post. He's deserved that for his start here as Gregson, and we're 22 minutes into the game, and it's 12 points to 0.
Yeah, and the third try of the afternoon there for Widnes Vikings, and what you can see again is just a quick play of the ball, just quick pace through the middle, like we said with Nick Gregson scoring another try there for Widnes this afternoon. A really quick game so far, and making silly errors in terms of the first tackle. It's just disappointing, and now I don't think Johnson Goller will be best pleased in terms of where the ball ended up, and they've just charged down the field, and to be fair to Widnes, done very well there and scored the third try.
Yeah, arguably they've gone set for set there, haven't they?
Yeah,
for
a
good
5-10 minutes.
For a good 5-10, nearly 15 minutes actually, and then brain explosion here.
Yeah.
Concede the possession, and they're down the ground and scoring.
It's a game of inches in rugby league sometimes, and in those kind of scenarios you just got to kind of just stick with you feels right and feel what's right for the team. That's, to be fair, you also had the Jamie Doran one earlier as well in the corner. He kicked early in the set. It's just kind of moments like that where you maybe just need to just kind of take a little sting out of the game. Maybe you just got a good field position for probably the only 2 times really throughout the game where they've had really good field position. So just try and keep the ball as much as possible, and then see what you can do in the 4th, 5th tackle, maybe even 6th tackle. That kind of ideas for sure.
Notice Lucas Castle is preparing to come on as Richardson adds the extras. His first goal of the game, by the way, and it is Widnes Vikings 14, Workington Town 0.
I'm even thinking potentially just trying something a little bit different from the kick-off here. Maybe just go a little bit, maybe not short, but like just try and
a mid-ranger to bounce.
Yeah,
because there is a lot of spacing behind these first 4 men, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
Because we've got 2 on the 10-metre mark, on the 40, when we've got a big gap. It's 2 on the wings covering, I suppose, putting it there, but there's a massive gap in the middle.
And you're thinking about it on this kind of 4G pitch, maybe just try and drill it even, because the pace on the pitch will take it potentially.
Carter sends it long, what do we know? Sargent's underneath it, fires it into the arms there of Chapelleau, who roars back and this time gets over the 20-metre line. He just decided to stick down his tram line then, didn't he? Now he plays it, Johnston. Dummying around is Wild gets it just over his 30-metre line. We've already made a good start to this follow-up set as Gilmore hands it on to Roberts as far as the 40-metre line. Castle is out there and makes the stop. Play to Johnston, infield to his left to Gilmore, running cross field. He links with Richardson, who throws a dummy and then sends it wide. Oh, and then links with Junior Sambo. Junior Sambo's away. He's got past 2. There's a flying tackle coming in from Zaringalia, which brings him down 10 metres out, but it's a quick play of the ball, and there's players all over the place as Richardson puts it right to Kieran Taylor. Taylor, has he grounded it? I think he may have just grounded it. He has. There was 2 defenders who were trying to get underneath it, but Kieran Taylor had all the advantage there. But that was brilliant from Juma Sambu. He just burst into that backfield, and they were chasing shadows again.
They were, yeah. It's very much again the quick pace of this pitch, and you could see straight away from when I watched Sambo in the past, he's just so sharp in certain areas, and there he just blew straight down from the midfield into the midfield of the pitch and just got Widnes in such a roll again, and then they were at 6th and 7th defensively. I will say though, to be fair, to that left edge there, they nearly kept Taylor out. It was a really, really good effort that, because it looked for all money that he was going to just dive over with no one near him. So again, strong work from the left edge, but it just wasn't quite enough on that occasion.
So Taylor has 2 tries to his name. And the scoreline's moved on to 18 points to 0. Richardson is back out near the touchline to try and convert.
Yeah, it's an interesting kick here, so yeah, see if he can nail it from the touchline.
So Richardson steps in, right-footed. Oh, he's giving that one chances. Oh, that's a super kick. 20 points to 0 further to that conversion. Taylor with his second try. Richardson with his second goal.
Successful Vikings conversion by
20 points to 0.
Sponsored by West End Motors, Danny Richardson.
Yeah, they're keeping us busy today for sure in terms of the scoreboard at the moment, but let's hope Workington can try and get a little bit of composure, get into good areas in the next couple of 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they've got to find out. I mean, this is like most of the season, to be honest, for Town, conceding lots of points early. Well, they've gone short of Town. Ball's been batted back. It's into the arms there of Castle. Takes on 2 defenders, beats the first one, put down on the 30-metre line. Well, they had to come up with something, and you called it on the last one.
Yeah, I just thought it was a good idea, and you can tell this kind of pitch is going to work quite well, so let's hope they can build on from that now.
Williams 25 metres away from the try line. Here comes Callum Farrer, stopped just outside that 20-metre mark himself.
And number 21, James Chapelham.
Graffiti, Castle putting it wide to Carter taking the line on, 15 metres out from the line on this left-hand side of the field. Graffiti's pointing at the middle man, and it goes into the hands of Castle plays it out to Doran spins, comes back towards the middle, eventually gets rushed by the defence, and Doolan tackles him with the help of Morgan McWhirter. Graffiti comes down this left-hand side, ends up with Farrer off Castle's quick ball. Inside the final 10 metres, go Workington. Castle tries to roar his way in, tries to twist his way over. He's 2 metres out from the line. Graffiti at dummy half. Ends up not being able to get rid of the ball does Rafiti. Got rushed from dummy half. Last tackle signalled here. It goes right. It's a poor pass. It's on the deck. Well picked up by Ainley, who finds Talentire, and Talentire slides his kick through. Luthwaite's after this one. It's a good pick up by Taylor, who beats the first man. Comes through the middle. There's a huge hole. Gets it 25 metres from his own line. Offloads, and they're going down the middle again. This time through Ryan Ince, who gets beyond his own 30. Now the ball is played. These transitions are perfect from Widnes. Roberts driving straight down the middle and getting beyond the 40-metre line inside his own half. Doolan goes to his left. McWhirter, strong carry over halfway line he goes. Nice quick play of the ball, finds his front quickly. Richardson goes to Wild. Wild spun to the ground. There's a forward pass there. Yeah, so it's just pulled Widnes back there. I'm thankful of that, because they were looking really into that set, weren't they?
Yeah, again, it was that kick chase, won it straight away from Taylor. He's having a fabulous game in the centre so far for Widnes. Just purely just getting that pacey outlook there on the field, and getting them off to a quick start, and yeah, again a pressure relieving one. But until that last play in the last set, I thought it was good, really, the ideas. But now it's again in another good area here, Workington to try and throw some good shape at this Widnes back line.
So it comes left from the scrum. Carter wicks it out to Lauder. Lauder does what he does best and takes on a couple of defenders. Charges beyond the halfway line. Referee wipes the tackle count down again. Infield, it's moved to Castle. He's certainly perked up the town middle since he's gone on. Up as far as the 40-metre line inside of the Widnes half. Doran out to Carter. Carter moves it further wide to Riley Dervan. Tries to get past Junisembo and does. Oh, he then flicks the ball in field. Wonderful play. Gets as far as Jack Ainley. Ainley carries on the battle going forward. Stopped on the 30-metre line. He just got amongst him now, did McWhirter in particular. And across it comes to Stevenson. Another substitution that's gone on for the town. So 2 substitutes used so far for Workington. 25 metres out from the try line. Castle onto Doran, and then the pass eventually finds Jack Ainley. Had to reach back for it, did Jack. Stopped on the 20-metre line, just in the centre of the field. They'll come through the middle again, then put it wide. Carter slides his kick in. Lauder's after this one, but it's picked up quite simply in the end by Ryan Ince, and he doesn't get that far forward. Good defence on that occasion by Town. Can they keep it up for the rest of this set? Sambu spun round. Galea, he doesn't make the contact. He's off again. He's Sambu. Makes a good 15 metres after contact there. Doolan, wide ball, another wide ball down that left-hand side, Owens, and then Wild, and it's out to Sargent. Sargent comes back in field. Oh, he slips himself up. Plays it just inside his own half. Strong running coming in now from Danny Langtree, former Oldham and Hull player, of course. And again bringing it through the middle is Gregson. It's then lost by McWhirter. Give him a little nudge, didn't he? And then McWhirter couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, I can see what they were trying there, but in terms of like it, just again, it's for Workington's perspective, it's massive, because it's again now you can build on it. It's still in a good area in the sense of trying to build the field and having a bit more possession for sure. 32nd minute of the game here. Currently Widnes Vikings 20, Workington Town 0. You're listening to coverage via the BBC Sport website and app, courtesy of BBC Radio Cumbria. My name's Dave Parkinson, alongside Harvey Redmonds for this one. And Town in possession as it's played on that side by Dervan. Jack Ainley pushes beyond his own 40-metre line on that right side. Doran picks up out of dummy half and sends it to Bear Williams. Good yards from Williams. Trucks inside the Widnes half of the field. Plays it to Jude Lupton, then it's put wide. Doran full of running, gets it wide to Lawton. Lauder all put down, 30 metres away from the try line. Talentire inside, stepping run forward comes in from Luthwaite. Couldn't get that far forward, however. Defence on him. Taylor, like a rash, he was that quick.
Carter moves it right. Kick comes in from Dora. Oh, it's a proper tester. Oh, and then it's just palm forward there from a Workington point of view. Probably the best chance there as it went wide to Zarin Gallier. He got it back on the infield, and then I think it was Jack Ainley who couldn't just palm it back.
Yeah, it was hard lines out there, but now Widnes are back on the attack here.
Just you can't take your eyes off the Vikings in transition, can you? Sargent ran it to his 30-metre line. Here goes Juma Sambu towards the 40. They continue working it to this right-hand side. McWhirter with the carry. Rolled to the deck on the halfway line, but finds his front incredibly quickly. Gives Doolan a running chance. And the Lone Ranger goes down the right-hand side. It goes further wide to Gilmore. He turns it back in to Doolan. Oh, they're playing patter cake here. It goes to Owens. Williams comes for him and misses him. Owens picks his spot where he's going to run, then links with an onrushing player. They're running to the try line. Nick Gregson shouldn't have been able to run that far, but he found a yawning gap in the defence and went straight through it, and there was no stopping him. Perhaps a little element of doubt about the pass when it reached him, but I tell you what, he wasn't hanging around for it.
No, he was a good line in that sense, to be fair there. Really good work from both halfback and Gregson there, and it's just another try there for Widnes Vikings this afternoon, and from Workington Town, just quite disappointing again defensively in terms of just probably got over too much ease.
I felt that Jack Owens in particular should have been closed down. He stopped dead, didn't he? And then there was only Bear Williams that moved up, and he tried to put pressure on him, but then he skipped away from him, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like he took everyone by surprise in a sense, and even probably Gregson, to be honest. But I reckon I want to probably come off and have a bit of a break after a 40-metre run there. But
so 24 points to nil. Richardson looking to make this 26 points to nil. Thank goodness for that. Gregson's gone off.
I'll tell you what, I should be clairvoyant or something, mate. I'm making all these different things up to that are coming off in this game so far.
If you want your next lottery numbers, come and have a chat with Harvey.
Don't bother though, honestly.
He's had a great first 32 minutes there as Nick Gregson.
Yeah, he's just been solid ball carrying, and
meanwhile Richardson adds his third goal, moves the scoreline on to 26 points to nil in favour of the Widnes Vikings.
Successful Vikings conversion by number 17, Danny Richardson, sponsored by Western Motors.
For Town, I feel it's just about the little wins. They've got to break it, try and not concede any more points before half time.
Yeah, just try and get in the area to score a try and then go from there. In that sense, just little wins, and obviously it's not going to happen overnight, but like little moments, like try and hunt the arrow in this next set, for example, something like that.
That shorter restart has been put in a similar sort of area. Gallier will come for it again, palms it back, Doran's there to pick it up. Half gets through the challenge, put down on the 40-metre line inside the Widnes half of the field. Fed to this left-hand side by Jude Lupton. And then Luthwaite offloads for Lawther. Standing start from Lawther, he's spun right round. Made about 5 or 6 metres. Jewett moves the ball infield to Carter. Carter gets rid of it to Stevenson. Stevenson will just go forward and reaches the 30-metre line and a little bit beyond. Lupton into the arms of Carter. Carter to the teeth of the defence. Doran then works it further wide to Jack Ainley. Ainley to play it just outside the 20-metre line. Doran again. Carter, wide it went. Out to Gallier. Bounces off the first challenge. Eventually Sargent gets him second time, just over that 20-metre line. Infield, it's moved to Doran. Doran, attacking kick. It comes left. Jewett to attack it. And then it's knocked on there by Ryan Ince. I'm going to give credit there to young Jewett because he put himself in the frame and it meant that it was always going to be a difficult kick for Ince to take.
Yeah, for sure, he did really well there, and for a second I thought Ince might keep hold of it, but no, exactly. Just put a little bit of pressure. It's certain wins like that, what you were saying before, David, they're the most important parts of the game now, and all of a sudden, Workington found themselves just 15 metres out from the try line.
So let's see if they can come up with anything from this particular set. Turn back from Doran to Jane and Talentire. Talentire about 12-13 metres out from the try line. An inspired debut last week, did Talentire. Now running is Bear Williams, gets within 5 metres of the try line, disappears underneath the shadow of the big stand here, which is surrounded by scaffolding. Here is Carter, takes on the line. 2 metres out is Carter on this left-hand side of the field. All on waves our match official. Another set of 6 tackles from this point, but then it's put down by Lucas Castle, and he curses to himself, does the Ireland international. Can't believe that he put that ball down, and to be honest, neither can I.
No, self-explanatory. We're just straight at it. No, nothing wrong with that in that sense. No, just the clear drop, just an unforced error, and those kind of moments where it's just that, like we say, we're getting to those situations, and Town are just fluffing the lines at the moment.
Fluffing the lines indeed. 26 points to nil it is in favour of Widnes Vikings. You're listening to coverage this afternoon courtesy of BBC Radio Cumbria. That was probably Town's best position to have a full set of 6 from. As it is, here's Juma Sambo again. Another strong hit up from him just over his own 20 metre line, heading towards the 30. Big charging forward from Adam Lawton on the field now. He's probably a similar sort of size to Evan Lauder in the centre. Here's Owen, brushes away from the tackler, gets it wide. Richardson keeps it moving. Wild keeps it moving too. Out to Sambu. Sambu again looks like they're playing. It's almost like they're toying with this Workington defence, I Widnes, and they can break through when they want to. As the kick comes in from Gilmore wide, taken by Ince, who puts it in field. It's well picked up and claimed there by Lauder. So they're not without error at this Widnes Vikings side, but they play an exciting brand.
Yeah, they are. They're throwing the ball about a little bit, and to be fair, it's coming off them overall when they were 26-0 up. But now another penalty for Town there for holding on.
I think this is Town's 3rd penalty, by the way. Carter wanted to get on with things quickly. Kicks it towards us. I think that's the half-time hooter that's gone in the background. Yeah. So this will probably be the final play of the half. Compared with everything else in this stadium, it's only quite quiet. Last tackle, ball fed out to Dervin. Dervin slips it back to Talentire. Well, Talentire spilled it. Oh, they've picked it up. Have Widnes Vikings, but there's no advantage. Referee's whistle sounds. It is half time, and it is 26 points to nil in favour of the home team.
Widnes will be kicking us off for the second half here.
Tell you what, though, they called for another ball. I think this one's a bit flat.
Flat half of mine, to be honest.
So you're listening to coverage via the BBC Sport website and app, and BBC Radio Cumbria, of course.
And Danny Richardson will be kicking us off here. And now Workington will be going from left to right in the second half. A nice little neat kick. And it's got nice depth on it, but can Workington get a hand on it? They can in the end, and Zoran Galia picks up and now will look to build out from the back, but he's taken down just a couple of metres after getting the ball now. Back into the middle here for Bear Williams. He's just past the 10 metre line now for Workington Town. And they go again. Now another one in the middle, Lucas Castle, a strong end to the first half despite the error, and now a lovely offload as well. Gets it back to Bear Williams there, but he is taken down just 20 metres out here. And now back here through the middle again through Lucas Castle, but this time he finds no offload and he goes himself. And they're just shy of the 30 metre line here. Now Bear Williams again. It's a very middle area battling start this second half for Workington Town, and that's the 5th and final tackle of the set. It's not a great pass, it was supposed to be for Jamie Doran, but Talentire kicks it anywhere. It's a bit of a hook kick into the corner, which is not the greatest kick possible, but now Ryan Ince will look to build it from the back, and he does, and he pushes Widnes beyond the halfway line here. But good work there from Workington, pushes Ince back a couple of metres.
Yeah, they were under a bit of pressure there, weren't they, Workington, because of the pass which came from dummy half, and as a result it means Widnes are on the front foot again. Yeah,
and it's just 42 shy of the try line now. And now another carry here from Adam Lawton, who's just going to go straight, and he's not going to look to try and get an offload out there, and he pushes beyond the 30 metre line. Now Widnes again. Neat pass there off to Gilmore off to Richardson, and then it's taken down. I believe it is Roberts there, but quick play of the ball from Roberts. Gets the ball out, and Aidan Doolan will go himself, and they're 5 shy of the line just on the final tackle here. Richardson, Gilmore, Gilmore gives it off. Lawton, can he find a space? He's got the ball away to McWhirter. McWhirter is taken down, and that is the 5th and final tackle of the set. All done and dusted, and a good defensive set there from Workington Town.
Ends up being some really, really valiant defence from Workington. They were under lots and lots of pressure for those last couple of tackles in the set, but have managed to hold out. But still, it's 26-0 in favour of the hosts.
It is indeed, and now they can second tackle this set, and they're just trying to push beyond into a good area here at Workington. Another good drive there, just trying to find little spaces and gaps into that Widnes defence. And now Jake Carter here steps, finds a bit of a gap and then drops the ball.
Oh, he was trying to be positive there, was Jake Carter. He got an arm free.
He just needed someone on his inside, I think.
He was looking for the inside man, and unfortunately the arm came across from a Widnes Vikings player. Good defence. The ball tumbled free, and as a result, Widnes will take the initiative again inside the 40-metre line, away from Town's try line.
Well, yeah, and you feel like here is another big defensive set needed from Town, because they're in a bit of a a dangerous position in terms of where they've been in this game so far. But now come again through Roberts, and they're just 25 shy of the try line here at Widnes Vikings. Quick play of the ball. He's got some McWhirter. Now Richardson finds a bit of space. Owen gives it off to another try there, and Frank Sargent gets his second of the afternoon. Widnes Vikings extend their lead to 30 points to 0 so far at the DCBL Stadium in the Betfred Championship clash.
There was danger ever since there was that scrum, because what Town had done, the winger had stood his ground on the far side. It was they actually took that scrum about 5-10 metres in from the touchline, so there was no need for the winger to stand where he was doing. So it meant that there was a defender less in the line, so when they brought it in, although they sucked the defence in, there was always a gap out wide. And great play down this left hand side by Owens in particular, and fed it out to Sargent, and all Sargent had to do was just run the final 5-6 metres over the try line, and again it's a wide kick, this one for Richardson, and it comes in the 4th minute of the second half.
It does, and now Richardson will probably be thinking, I wish I could have some kicks a bit closer in front of goal, because I think nearly everyone he's had this afternoon has been near enough from the touchline. But that's what happens in rugby league when your middles are doing well, get it out to the edges and they score in the corner. But this is bang on the touchline here on the left hand side, so Richardson will look to step up and, I believe, absolutely nail this one, nail his 4th conversion of the afternoon and his 54th of the season.
Certainly been on song since arriving from the York club.
And here he steps up, Richardson. Has he got it? He's not. It's shaded slightly to the wide of the post, and again I think he'll it's quite a difficult kick, that, to be fair, from that side, but another try for Widnes there. But now it's just about Workington trying to build on something, trying to get a little bit better field position, I'd say, here, and go from there.
30 points to 0 in this one in favour of the Widnes Vikings. Again, it's small incremental stuff going forward for Town. I think John Teal now said, from this point I want 5 set completions. They've gone short with the restart again. Oh, did Sambu drop that? It went backwards.
Yeah, and now Widnes looking to build up again through up the pitch and score another try this afternoon, and it'll be the 7th try of the afternoon. So Doolin in at dummy half here, gives it off back into the middle to McWhirter off to Danny Langtree, but he's taken down just a couple above the halfway line here. Now Gilmore gives it off. A nice, neat little drop-off play there. But they're taken down just 42 shy of the try line again. And another good field position here, Widnes. Now Richardson to McWhirter. McWhirter is taken down though, just 35 shy of the line here. Doolin, high kick into the air, and it's a testing one from Richardson, but a great take there from Jaden Talentire.
Did really well there, Talentire. He was under a bit of pressure there from Sambu coming in. It was a good kick chase, and Zaringlia tries to build from the back, but he's held after making a couple of metres forward, and then Doolin puts him down. The referee just tells him to get up. How can you get up if you've been forced down for a second time? Under plenty of pressure here Workington Town. Jewett told to play it back on the 20-metre line. Moved left off the ruck. Lawther brushes away from one, gets away from a second. The arm was free just for a moment there, but he stuck hold. Now fed down this right hand side to Jack Ainley. He's flipped the ball out. Here's Castle. Castle streaming down the field. Gains 15 metres. He was looking round to see whether there was anybody faster around him. It's the last tackle in this set. It comes right, and the kick goes long from Jamie Doran. It's allowed to bounce as well by Owens. He got that one completely wrong, even though it will end up going back out to the 20-metre line for the tap restart. Lucky there he was, I think.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what could happen on a 4G pitch. It just sips off the pitch a little bit quicker there, and I don't think it was the worst idea in the world with the kick, but it just didn't quite pay off there for Jamie Doran.
So Widnes coming out from deep inside their own half. Ryan Ince with that carry. 25 out from his own line. Doolan turns it to his left, and the big run comes in from Langtree. Quick play the ball from Langtree. It goes right to Gilmore. I thought he'd overrun it, but here he comes through the middle. Does Gilmore. Half rushes through the challenges. Finds an offload as well. Somebody needs to get on it. Oh, shows great desire there as Lucas Castle to get on it. He's definitely been amongst Town's better performers in this game, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a great game. He's been here, there and everywhere in the sense that since he came on he's been really strong, and now again he's got Workington into a more promising position.
Dervin pushes near the halfway line. It comes right to Jack Ainley. Ainley pushes beyond the halfway line now. Rolled on his back is the former Kells-man. He'll play it to Jude Lupton. Lupton turns it to Doran. Doran runs across. They were looking for a little bit of a gap there. It wasn't forthcoming, and as a result Jack Stevenson got cleaned out there by Lawton. Here's Doran. Lines it up left. Carter gets rid of it. On to Luthwaite. Luthwaite inside the 30-metre line. Last tackle signal here for Town. Where's this ball going to go? Lupton sends it left to Carter, who launches the kick high. Whoa, they've read some charging there. Referee holds his nerve. It was ended up being a really good challenge that from Harrison Jewett.
A brilliant kick chase that.
And then Castle gets to grips with the man, slows him down. They're 10 metres away from their own line here at Widnes. Town can put a little bit of pressure on, but the pass goes wide. There's a gap that they're allowed to run into, and they clear their own 20-metre line now to the Widnes Vikings. Doolan plays it off left. Here's Sargent. Short stepping from the wingman. Put down just inside his own 40-metre line. Complains bitterly as he gets up, and Doran just taps him on the head. Offload comes in from Langtree. Now it's with Lawton. Lawton fires it out wide to Roberts. Roberts keeps it moving. Taylor is caught. Lawther's marching towards the touchline. He's over the line. Eventually, Widnes drop on it. Was really harried there by Lawther, but still in retain possession. Last tackle signal here for Widnes. Kick comes in from Gilmore, straight down the ground. Talentire just watches it, has to take it all down the touchline really, and ends up getting picked up and dumped behind his own 10-metre mark. Under pressure at the start of this set, Workington. Yeah,
now up to build here through Zoran Gallier as well, but I want to give a bit of credit again to Jaden Talentire again. I don't think he's put a foot wrong since the first couple of minutes here.
No, he's been solid, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been solid, and it's a learning process for a fullback. But what we can say is he looks like he's in more than his second game for Workington Town. Bear Williams plays it just inside his own 30-metre line. Here's Doran running things down this right-hand side, taking the line on, getting out to the 40. Last tackle signal here goes to Stevenson, who finds Carter. Carter looks to get his kick away under pressure from Wild. It's straight down the ground, bounces and bobbles in behind Ince, who takes it 5 metres from his own line. And Ryan Ince attacks the line and goes towards the 30-metre mark. Over on this left-hand side of the field is where he plays it. Ball moved infield now to Sargent, a man who's scored 2 tries this afternoon. Doolan runs from dummy half, takes on Castle, who holds on to him up top. Low down was Jude Lupton. Here comes McWhirter over the halfway line for Widnes, gets as far as the 40, inside the Town half of the field. Well, there's a little knock on there as well. Look at Castle, he's got up and he's applauding and he's wanting the rest of his side to go with him.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous game as Castle here, but I think the biggest thing you can say, that little bit of confidence that sometimes they need Workington here, and you can see he's just trying to give that to the lads in there, Castle, for sure.
Still some concern being shown there for Talentire, checking on his fitness, weren't they? Talentire just coming out to this right side. Ball goes as far as Riley Dervin, the young man who started this season at Wigan St Pat's, plays it over his own 40-metre line. Lupton feeds it right to Jack Ainley. That triumphant all from the National Conference League as its ball moved out wide. Talentire linking with Lawther. Lawther well held. Taylor has done a tremendous job defensively so far in this game. Up against a much bigger man as Carter works it back to Stevenson. Stevenson works his way to that 40-metre line inside the Widnes half of the field. Down that left-hand side of the field, it comes centrally now with Carter and Doran. Doran slides the kick through. Galier's chasing after it. Will it bounce up for him? Oh, he's tabbed it forward and he can't quite control it. But that is as close to points as Workington Town have been. Unfortunate there. Great kick through. Galier was flying and he was set for his 9th try of the season and then couldn't get the bounce.
No, he couldn't there, but I could see that play was coming on straight away. And to be fair, it was just hard lines. That was a really good effort there from Town. It just didn't quite come off there, but neat work from Doran, and then I'm just unlucky from Galier's perspective.
Town fans appreciated that effort there. Meanwhile, Sargent tries to clear his lines. He stopped 40 metres out from his own try line. Plays it to Doolan. Doolan moves it to Langtree. Remember, Langtree is a free-flowing, try-scoring second rower for Oldham, and he doesn't look like that these days as they tear their way forward through McWhirter again. Plays it over the 40-metre line inside the Town half. Here's Gilmore, turns it infield, looking for Owen. Owen's on the fly. Who's there to wrestle him down? Lucas Castle. Ball moved across this middle to Richardson. Richardson does a full 360, slips it out. Well, it's then been hat forward. It's bouncing all over the shop. It's going to be a turnover. Although Juma Sambo eventually dropped on that ball, it was squirted out really, that pass, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, but just quick play of the ball again from Widnes. It's just found a little bit of space, but good work there from Town to keep them out.
Scoreline 30-0 in favour of the hosts. Been going for 14 minutes of this second half, and there's a stoppage whilst Mason Luthwaite is receiving a bit of attention on the far left hand side. I think he got caught in that tackle when Owens was flooding his way through.
Yeah, he's quick in here, Owens, in terms of just always finds that little bit of space and a gap, and obviously played predominantly in the centres this year, but going to full back with the injury, well, I'd say the injury crisis to a degree that they've got.
And I think that the strength of this Widnes side is the speed of their passing.
Yeah.
So at times it's been far more crisper than some other championship sides that I've seen this season today. Don't get me wrong, it's not been absolutely perfect, and they have put the first share of ball down as well, but the quick link-up plays, especially around Gilmore, and the space around Gilmore, and he just has been around the game that long. I think he's 32 years of age now. He just knows how to play it.
He does, yeah. I've watched him many a time, and he's terrorised opponents in the halves for sure, and he's just that kind of player that he just knows the game so well. He's, like you say, he's been around for so long, and I just think I'd even say the outside backs for me are probably the most impressive thing so far in this performance from Widnes, purely because they're getting so much yardage that it's them building the platform for the other players as well. Usually it's the other way around, the middles do the platform, but the outside backs are making 10-15 metres every single tackle at times, and it's so hard to keep up with from a Town point of view. And I think that's Sargent, for example, Sambu down this left edge, they've just always found that little bit of a gap, and it's been really good from the Vikings.
You're not missing any action, by the way, because Luthwaite is still getting checked out.
Is it for a head?
Looks like a neck-shoulder problem, actually. Checking his movement of his neck and whether he can flex it.
I can barely move my shoulders today after going to the gym yesterday, Dave, I must admit.
Really?
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I mean, you've not been throwing rugby players around for the last sort of 45 minutes, have you?
No, it's no, not quite. I was just with the dumbbells around instead, you see. Thankfully I didn't get taken out of the gym now.
Jamie Doran taking the opportunity just to keep himself as supple as possible. A couple of stretches.
These are the hard moments for players as well, when they have that little bit of a break stoppage in play, and in terms of when you're so used to being in the thick of things, I think it'll probably benefit Workington in a sense here, because obviously with the game's gone so far, just take a little bit of sting out of it. But at the same time, you want your legs to keep moving.
Now the doctor was on the field treating Lewthwaite, and they're keeping his neck supported. So there's some concern there, isn't there, as he's being led from the field. It's a huge blow this for Town. He's been very solid this season as Mason Lewthwaite. 21st appearance of the season today.
Let's hope it's not too serious an injury.
Are they trying to keep his jaw in place with the way that they're holding him?
Yeah.
I mean, the positive is that he's walking off, but it suggests that this is a bit more serious than everybody thinks, to be fair.
Yeah, potentially. Let's hope it's not as serious as it looks.
So, away we go. 54 minutes of this game gone. And Town back in possession. 15 metres away from their try line. Nice quick play, the ball from Lawther. On the run now is Tice Walmsley. So Walmsley replacing Lewthwaite. Tell you what, you'll get a battling performance from Tice Walmsley. There's a penalty here for Workington Town. Offside the call against the Widnes defence. Initially it would just be nice to score a try from a Town point of view. They've looked lively on a couple of occasions, but we've just not seen enough of them inside that 20-metre line.
Yeah, I think he's maybe even trying to do a little bit of off-the-cuff behaviour at times here as well, just to potentially score a try. It's a little bit out the ordinary.
Rafiti with a solid hit up inside the 20-metre line, links with Castle on the next play. Then this is Doran, bounces away from 2, comes back down the left, feeds it out to Lawther. Oh, there's a bit of rush defence there. The offload comes back from Lawther to Rafiti, who then finds Castle. Castle spinning, twisting his way forward. If anyone deserves a Town try, it's him. He's not scored yet this season. 10 metres out from the line he plays it. Lupton links with Carter. Carter throws a dummy. Oh, he's through! He's through, is Jake Carter. Lovely work from him. Managed to step his way, a half step into the opening. 9th try of the season for Jake.
Yeah, really good work there from Workington Town to score the first points of the afternoon. And what I will say there, again, another great run from Castle. He's just been a solid performer in this Town display so far. And Jake Carter just quick footwork there, and he's spotted a little gap in the defence, and he's over for his 9th try of the season. Big moment in terms of him there, and now he's literally in front of the sticks. And that, like you said there, straight away, they're just trying to score the first points of the afternoon. Well, in the second play of that set, they've gone and done that, so
makes him the top try scorer for Town, as well as the top goal kicker as well. And he'll be even happier because he's right under the sticks for him.
Yeah, this is perfect. I mean, he took it all on himself to score that try, and now he'll look to reduce the deficit a little bit.
Right, I'm greedy. Now they scored 1 try, I want another one. 30 points to 6, the scoreline is converted.
Oh, you don't want another 4, Dave?
Ideally I'd want another 4, but I'll settle for 1 first of all.
Number 6, Jake Carter.
See where we go.
Score now, Vikings 30, Workington 6.
But yeah, I mean, for me, Lucas Castle has, I think for the last 6 weeks, he's found his legs in the Championship. He looks every inch a top-end Championship forward for mine, and I hope that Town are able to keep him ahead of next season, as that's played off the boot of Doran, and he's lost it, and McWhirter has picked up as far as Widnes are concerned. They're 25 metres out. How often do we see that in rugby league, where the team that's just scored comes up with an error?
Immediately, it was just a good kick-off, but yeah, it's just put Doran under full load of pressure.
Langtree within 10 of the line. Gilmore feeds it wide. McWhirter put down. Tell you what, he finds his front more often than not, doesn't he, McWhirter? Back to Gilmore. Then it's out to Wild. Doran tackles low down. He was going to throw that, but Zaringley was sniffing the intercept. Here comes Doolan. Goes to the right-hand side, heads towards the posts. Can they hold him out? Yes, they do. Good tackling there in particular from Tice Walmsley. And up top Stevenson. Last tackle here. Good soft hands from Owens, and going in. They've replied immediately for Widnes Vikings. It's Sam Wild with the try out on this left-hand side, and he's probably deserved it for his efforts and some of the lines that he's run.
Yeah, he's displayed well this afternoon, and I think again what you've seen throughout the game is just Jack Owens just nice little neat passing throughout, and it's just put players through holes. And again, he's done it for another try. The amount of try assists he's had in this game. Yeah, it's been a strong performance from him and the Vikings as well, and it extended the score to 34 points to 60.
I thought I wasn't going to compete with the Tannoy system then, as it was scored out wide.
Yeah, it was. It's a very loud system here, I must admit.
I think they've still got it turned up to Super League levels. I think they've just got it set on as if there's going to be 6,000-7,000 people here. A few less than that, but still an appreciative crowd this afternoon here in Widnes, including a travelling contingent from Workington, of course, as Richardson out on this left-hand side of the field. Look to step in, sweeps the boot at it. Has he got enough on it? He's put it to the other side of the post.
He's not quite the day he wanted with the boot this afternoon, Danny Richardson, whatsoever.
3 out of 7.
Betfred Championship score now, Vikings 34, Workington 6.
Maybe he and Adam Cook of Lee have swapped boots. Because for the last few weeks, Richardson's been kicking everything, and Adam Cook at Lee, I know, has been missing a few. But then he was all on for his goal haul at the weekend. So
yeah, he had enough opportunities, that's for sure.
Back on the halfway line with Carter. Carter, mid-range restart. They'll put pressure on Lawton here. Oh, and it's well taken by Gleer. How did Gleer out-jump Lawton then? No idea how that happened, but they're on the 20-metre line of town. Can they get a second try back? Castle will work his way forward inside that 20-metre mark, just to the right-hand side of the post. Lupton will turn it to Doran. Doran keeps it going on the left to Tice Walmsley. Walmsley put down 10 metres out from the line, directly in front of the post. Lupton will turn it left again to Carter. Carter runs across, picks up running at Lawther. Lawther into a white wall of 3 defenders, but he's 5 metres away from the try line. Town asking a couple of questions. Carter, long ball out to Doran. Doran slipping the kick through. That seemed to take a really strange sort of bounce on the turf and into the arms there of Sargent, and there was no danger in the end for Widnes.
No, it wasn't. I think that's been quite a scenario that's happened a couple of times with Doran this afternoon. The kicks that he's put in have just had an awkward bounce.
So Vikings in Sargent, in the form of Sargent, 30 metres from their own line. Here comes Lawton, charges through, reaches the halfway line. The home crowd likes that run. Johnston jumps off the back of it. Back on the field is the Cumbrian. Castle rolls him to the deck. Helped out there by Stevenson. Ball across to Richardson, who's put under a bit of pressure by Walmsley. Kick taken easily enough by Galea on this right hand side. Runs it strongly, gets between a couple of defenders, does well to get it out to his own 30-metre line and just a little bit beyond. He'll win a penalty for his side as well. That was just will and want, to be fair, from Zarin Galea. Doran getting on with things quickly, fires the ball further downfield. They'll start this attack inside the Widnes half of the field here, Avi.
Yeah, really, and I thought that was a good kick as well from Doran there, just purely getting some decent length on it, and now, you know, they're in a good area here at town.
Moving the ball down that left-hand side, ends with Castle, who looked to his left and saw no one was really ready for a pass, so he had to take the run in himself.
I feel like he's taking 3 carries a set at this point.
Here's Jack Ainley, bounces through Johnston, goes again at Murray. Just over the 40-metre line, plays it quickly to Lupton, who runs and links with Tice Walmsley, who was like a little pinball then, bobbling around a couple of defenders before being put down by Langtree on the 30-metre line. It goes left to Carter. Carter throws the dummy. They're not falling for it this time. On the edge of the 20-metre line, Workington Town. Much more constructive set this as Walmsley runs, ducks beneath the challenge, stopped 12 metres out from the try line, just in front of the post. Last tackle, it comes right to Doran. Doran lofts his kick over on the right hand side, well taken by Galea, who palms it back. Here is Dervan. Dervan running into an opening, little kick forward, oh, then he wishes he could have his time again because it's gone straight down the throat there of Roberts.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be quite getting any football skills in the coming days with that kick.
So Ryan Ince for Widnes Vikings, who are up by 34 points to 6. Wrestling their way over the 30-metre line here, Widnes, inside their own half. Town battling away. Solid hit up from a wings. Quick play the ball to Johnston. Johnston goes left, goes to Langtree. Oh, that was a big tackle around the midriff. Who was it who came in? It was Ross Ainley. He'll be counting his ribs after that one with Langtree. Ball further wide to Richardson, who completes the set, goes up in the air. Talentire's underneath that one, and he starts the counter attack with 23 minutes of the second half gone. 34 points to 6 in favour of Widnes Vikings. A much more spirited second half as Jewett, his head snapped back in that particular challenge, but he's reached the 30-metre line. Now Lawther charges, looks for an offload, can't quite find it, under a lot of pressure there from Murray, plays it back door and then out to Ross Ainley. Ainley pushes to that 40-metre line inside his own half. Town still battling here. Stevenson comes through that middle channel, reaches the halfway line as well. They've also reached the end of this particular set. It goes left to Carter. Carter gets boot on ball. Rafiti's after this one like a bullet from a gun, but it's a long kick, and Ince takes it comfortably enough 5 metres from his own line, starts the counter attack, and there's a full line of Workington defenders to face.
Yeah, I think that was a decent set on the whole there from Workington, but now Widnes have found a little bit of a gap here, and Owens has broke. He's going to give it inside. Here's to Sergeant. Can Sergeant get away for his hat-trick here? He can. It looks like he's away, and he is. And Widnes have extended their lead to 38 points to 6 this afternoon, and a Frank Sargent hat-trick there. Really good work down the left edge there from Jack Owens. Just found a little bit of a gap, and he ran straight through it and give it inside to Frank Sargent, who has scored his 3rd try of the afternoon. The former Warrington Wolves man has extended the Vikings lead today.
How good has Jack Owens been in his link-up play? He's been really, really good this afternoon.
Sponsored by the Carsmart Mobile Housing, Frank Sargent.
Like every time you think there's a little bit of like the gap's closed, they always find some sort of space in there, and he just goes straight through it, and then that was absolutely brilliant.
So opportunity down that left hand side, opportunity taken. Sargent has his 3rd try of the game, moves the scoreline on to 38 points to 6. I'll tell you what, you wondered whether his teammates would be able to help Richardson out a bit. They have. They've managed to score that about another 10 metres further in from touch. Yeah,
he's slightly in the open to kick it and make it 4th kick of the afternoon.
Couple of changes made for the Vikings as Langtree, 1 of 2 that comes off. Jay Chapellow and Nick Gregson back on the field. Meanwhile, Richardson slots home his 4th conversion. Moves the scoreline on to Widnes Vikings 40, Workington Town 6. Well, I was saying that Town were at long odds to get a win here. They're going to have to wait into the 50th year to get a win down here in Widnes.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way now, unless something out of the ordinary could happen in the next 14 minutes. They would take something I don't think I've ever seen before to happen, but yeah, and the kick-off here, and I'm assuming Carter will look to go short like they have done for the last few.
And he does. Widnes get back to that 10-metre line again. Town play at it. Tice Walmsley comes for it, can't quite take the bounce in. It's so unfortunate for the youngster. They got themselves in a greater position again, and if there is a positive, and I don't know whether I'm going to ask Jonty about this, it's these restarts. These restarts are causing lots of problems.
Yeah. I think again, really good work there. It was just unfortunate the way the ball bounced. They always say don't let rugby ball bounce, but there was no one there, unfortunately, and that's what kind of happens when you do off the cup kicks like that. But yeah, I think it's come off more often than not this afternoon, so just unfortunate on that one.
So here come Widnes moving the ball, and it's gone as far as Ryan Ince on that right hand wing. He skipped back inside, evades a couple of tacklers before being put down over the halfway line. They look like they've picked the speed of the game up again to the Widnes Vikings. Here's Gregson, was really, really good in his first stint on the field. Scored 2 tries and pushes his way over that 40-metre line. Johnston moves it to Chapellow, who plays it out to Richardson. Richardson dummies. And I tell you what, there was no falling for the dummy from Jude Lupton, who brought him down. Johnston plays it infield to Murray, who crashes beyond that 20-metre line. Quick play of the ball to Johnston, who moves it left to Richardson. Richardson goes short to Lawton. Always dangerous running from that sort of angle and that sort of distance as Johnston fields it and gets it in play to Murray. Just gets overwhelmed in that particular tackle, but within a metre of the try line. Johnston sends it right to Gilmore. Owens. Oh, it goes all the way out, and Ince has put it down. That should have been another try for Widnes. I'm going to be really critical of Widnes Vikings then. It was wide open for them on that right-hand side, and the choice of pass was awful.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was too low down. Like that was. Yeah, I'm not going to say hospital pass, but just a poor pass in general. It was too low down there for him to take, and if not, it would have been another try this afternoon. I believe the 8th one for 8th or 9th for Widnes.
It would be the 9th try. Yeah.
So it's they've just had that control, haven't they? And yeah, I mean that's something that Alan Coleman will want here is to get a bit lackadaisical in those sort of areas.
So you're listening to coverage courtesy of BBC Radio Cumbria on the BBC Sports website and app. My name's Dave Parkinson alongside Harvey Edmonds this afternoon. And it is Town who spilled the ball through Jack Ainley. Just squoze out of that challenge through Juma Sambo, and here's Owens leading the defence, and Merry Dance stepping one way then the other, and then he beats Jack Ainley and he beats Dervan. And he comes down this left-hand side and he bounces off another defender, and eventually he's put down inside the 20-metre line on this left-hand side of the field, 10 metres in from touch. Somebody's got to put their shoulder in, and they certainly do that on the next challenge to Jay Chapelhow. He's going nowhere, 10 metres out from the line, but he'll play it to Johnston, and Johnston will go right, and Richardson will link with Gilmore, and Gilmore sends it to Roberts, and Roberts hauled close to the try line, just 2 metres in from the line. Here is Chapelhow, tries to back his way over. Town hold him at bay, but the defence has been sucked in. Wide ball, oh, it's been spilled by Murray, picked up, and here comes, oh, it's a great run forward by Riley Dervan down this right hand side, 15 metres from his own line. Ball fed in field now, looking for Zaringalier, loves a bit of broken play, and he makes it up beyond his own 30-metre line. Lightning quick play the ball to Doran linking with Lawther in the middle of the field, brushes away from 2 tacklers. Roberts comes back for a second goal and gets him at the second time of asking with the help of 2 other defenders. Plays it on the 40-metre line. Stevenson huffs and puffs his way forward towards halfway. This Widnes house won't be blown down though. It's 40 points to 6 where Workington Town are trailing. Ross Ainley with a solid carry over the halfway line. Lupton from dummy half goes left to Carter. Carter goes short to Tice Walmsley. Walmsley rolled on his back, 35 metres out. Last tackle signalled here by our referee, Mr. Pemberton. Low pass for Doran. He feeds it way wide, and it's out with the wingman Jewett back in field. Oh, there's 2 attackers that have overrun it. They've turned over the ball, and Widnes again trying to get down the ground and still managing to get away from a couple of tacklers is Ryan Ince, who comes all the way down to this left-hand side of the field before being rolled to the deck there by Riley Dervan.
Yeah, all action rugby league there, and now you've got Sargent again, who's just again out from the back, has just created a lot of problems for Town there, but we've done well to defend that one.
I needed a breath then, it was going that quick, it was going too quick for me then.
But that's exactly what I've been saying about quick play. The balls have worked on this pitch, and Workington tried that there and it worked.
Gregson feeding it into the arms of Chapelhow, who disappears underneath the challenge, 40 metres out from the Town line. Johnston picks up out of dummy half. Oh, Town are offside. Widnes have their 3rd penalty of the game.
I wonder if kick to the corner here and try and get about 10 metres out, more than likely. Or they're going to run it actually.
Yeah, Richardson just fancies tapping it, to be fair.
In this kind of area, I don't think it makes too much of a difference.
Not really. Murray goes forward inside the 20-metre line, just right of centre. He plays it to Johnston, who turns it back towards that middle with Richardson. He's got options both sides. Goes to Gilmore, who then goes to Lawton, and it's like it's trying to stop King Canute going forward then.
Brilliant. Great
he's not work. Good defence in the end. He's knocked on. Now I'll be honest, I didn't think he knocked on over the line. I thought he knocked on short, but Town have got a 20-metre tap restart here.
Yeah, well, I think that all came from again the young Jaden Talentire there. Really good work. He was the man underneath that and stopped them. It looked like another certain try.
Loney went to Loney then as Dervan tapped it and turned it to Harrison Jewett. Jewett plays it 30 metres from his line. Then it's out with Lawther. 3 defenders attracted to Lawther every single time. He's going to be fed up at the sight of Kieran Taylor as Ross Ainley goes forward to the 40-metre line, plays it. They continue to work that left channel. Rafiti bursts inside the Widnes half of the field into the last 10 minutes of this game. Ball across to Doran. Doran keeps it moving to Riley Dervan. He takes on Junior Sambo. Lawton just throws him unceremoniously to the turf, plays it on the 40-metre line inside the Widnes half. This is Jack Ainley. Strong running from Jack, heads towards the 30, but it's the last tackle again for Workington Town. Ball move right, here's Doran, steps himself into an opening and then chips his kick high up in the air. Galea will try and challenge Sargent and does a good tackle on him. 5 metres away from their own line, Widnes. Ryan Ince just lost his footing, then burst out really quickly, heads towards the 20-metre line, and that's where he'll play it. Sambu gets his legs moving, hasn't made quite as many metres in the second half, but I don't think he's had as many carries, has he?
No, he hasn't, but I think the others have done it for him in this sense. But I thought it was a good kick chase there from Workington for sure.
Gregson plays it inside his own 30. Oh, they've undone the defence again of Widnes. Here comes Chappell out through that middle. Ends up being a good tackle from Stevenson, wrapping up the ball. Last tackle signal, but they're just 35 metres out from the try line. Richardson goes for an aerial assault with the kick. Someone's going to have to take that. It's palmed back by Galea. There's nobody there. Oh, and then it's knocked on by about 2 or 3 players in the background. Talentire was one of the players to put it down, but it is going to be a scrum. In fact, it's going to be a turnover, I feel.
I thought from my angle there that it was
no, he's giving a scrummy. I thought it might just be a turnover. I thought it was the last tackle.
Yeah, well, I actually thought it was a knock-on originally from the Widnes winger.
From the Widnes winger,
I thought it was from this angle anyway. I could have been incorrect, but it looked like a trap pie. But
I'll go with your younger eyes, Harvey. So 40 points to 6 in this one in favour of the Widnes Vikings. Today they've looked a very, very capable championship side. Ball went to the left. Somehow the referee allowed the play, and Talentire was receiving attention in the background.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
you wouldn't normally see that, would you? You know, no. From a scrum. But Town inside their own 20 will push their way forward now through Ross Ainley. Always been a dependable player for Town over the course of this season as Ross. Will continue going down that left channel. Good work from Carter to Rafiti. Carter continue to back orders to his halfbacks and to the rest of his teammates as it's moved into Doran's hands. He puts it right to Talentire. Good defence there from Sambu. Just cuts him off. Last tackle here. Doran kicks it long. That's a good kick, that. Finds the touchline and finds it on the 20 as well.
Yeah, looks like he's struggling a little bit here, Jerry Doran, just in terms of we're 75 minutes into this game. I think his legs are getting a little bit tired here. That was a really good kick. There's
a couple of players that are looking a bit leggy now. It's been a tough encounter for Workington this afternoon.
Especially with the heat as well, that'll be taken into account for sure.
And this sort of pitch as well, because it'll retain the heat, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
And we've already said it's blue skies overhead here in Widnes. 40 points to 6 is how it remains. Widnes Vikings in possession. 20 metres from their own line, and Sambu will push beyond his own 30 with that particular carry towards the middle. Johnston will go left and go to Lawton. He was lurking there. I don't know how you can look as a 6'5" player, but he managed it. And they're down the middle again through Chappell Howe. He's been having lots of joy through this middle section in the last 10 minutes. Plays it on the 40s, right with Gilmore. Gilmore's got players running around him. One of those is a Wins. He slides a kick in behind. Jewett has to get on his bike and collect it, and does so. Out wide, Talentire plays it infield looking for Lawler. Lawler's just going to have to take his medicine. Just over 5 metres from his line into the last 3 minutes of the game. Dervant. How do you think the two loanees have gone this afternoon for Workington? I think they both tried particularly hard.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think Harrison Jewett's done really well. To be honest, I think he's had a tough afternoon in terms of who's gone up against. But I think he's not looked poor in the championship arena.
So this is the final tackle. Carter, wide ball out to Jewett. Jewett making the break down the left-hand side. He kicks it over the top. Oh, and then like a cricket fielder of old, Owens is there to cut it off. He's fired it into the arms of Sargent. Sargent with a running chance now. He puts it wide to Sambu. Sambu turning infield, put down on the halfway line. Ends up being a really good stop there from Stevenson. But there's a broken line and Sargent is running right at it. There's danger here for Town. Can they keep Widnes at bay? Widnes keen of applying further pressure as Murray finds Gilmore. Gilmore goes short to Roberts. Roberts out to the 30-metre line. He'll play it to Johnston. Johnston turns it in field. Owens flicks it out. Oh, they're playing again 7 sort of rugby. Murray on the charge. 10 metres out for the Widnes Vikings. Just left of centre is where he'll play it. To Johnston, who turns it infield to Richardson. Richardson taking on the line. Good defence there from Town. 2 players into the stop. Ross Ainley and Jude Lupton. It's further wide in this last tackle. Oh, it's intercepted by Jewett. Jewett, he's going to go the distance. There's nobody to stop him. A superb interception there from Harrison Jewett. And the Maltese international on loan from Castleford will go fully 90 metres. It's no more than consolation, but it's no more than Workington Town deserve. A spectacular score from Jewett. 90 metres, they're in double digits.
Yeah, and great length of the field try there. And it's probably one of the only mistakes we've seen this afternoon from Jack Owens as well. I could see him there, I was wondering, but to be fair to Jewett, straight away he read exactly where that ball was going, and he clocked onto it, and that pass, he just took it, intercepted it and ran the length of the field near enough, and really good take there from the Castleford Tigers loanee, and a little bit for those Workington Town fans to take home with them for sure.
Well, I don't know whether it's coming across on the radio, but they're loud and clear over on the right hand side, banging the drum.
Tell you what, he got there quick as well. He was rapid. Pace-wise.
He's about 6'3", so he did like 2 or 3 little paces, and no one was getting anywhere near him, was they?
No, it was within 10 metres. You knew it was away for the try. And that might be maybe all we have time for as well in the match as well after this kick from Jake Carter potentially.
Well, there's a few fans here in this stand where we're sitting who are heading for home. 40 points to 10. Carter in front of the posts, looking to make it 58 goals for the season for him. An improved second half for Workington.
Yeah, for sure. I think, but what's the score in the second half? Is it 14-12? So there's only 2 points in it. They've done much better, and I think that's something that John Segal would be really pleased with, just with the way that they've, it was a bit of back to the wall performance in the second half, and they've come off obviously 14-12 difference, but it's not much in it, and I think they'll be really pleased with that, and they've scrambled well as a team, and now Jake Carter has nailed on the conversion there as well, so it will definitely be 14-12. The second half.
And the hooter goes. That is the final score. He's finished here. Widnes Vikings 40, Workington Town 12. It was 26-0 at half time, remember, in favour of the Widnes Vikings. Sargent opening the scoring after the 1 minute's play. There was an no try after 5 minutes, and then Taylor applied further pressure and went over on the right hand side after 8 minutes to make it 8 points to 0. The sides went tit for tat on a number of sets for quite a few minutes before Gregson charged in off Johnston's ball in the 22nd minute. Richardson added the first of 4 conversions to make it 14 points to 0. Then a Sambu break after 25 minutes saw the ball go down this right hand side, then to Taylor to score his second try of the game. Richardson struck the touchline conversion, 20 points to 0 at that stage. Again, Town applied the pressure, did a little bit of tough stuff, went set for set with Widnes for a few minutes, but then Owens was at his best as he brushed out of a couple of challenges, got the ball in field to a flying Nick Gregson, who went about 35 metres with hardly a hand laid on him for his second try in the 34th minute. Richardson converted 26-0 at the break. We were fearing the worst after 44 minutes when Sargent set off down this left hand side off an Owens pass. That made it 30 points to 0. Town got on the board after 55 minutes. Lucas Castle scattering the defence in the middle of the field. Carter popping up on his shoulder to go in, and a bit of an individual effort from Carter to get through the middle. He converted. Town were on the board 30 points to 6. But any joy which they had evaporated a couple of minutes later when Wild went over on this left hand side for Widnes Vikings. Again, it proved too wide out for Richardson to convert, 34 points to 6. And then Sargent scored his hat-trick score. Glorious moment for the youngster as he blazed away from the defence with 16 minutes remaining. Richardson finished his 4th conversion, 40 points to 6. And then right near the end, Widnes were pouring the pressure on. Harrison Dewitt.